Hey, how are you?
Good.
Hey, now.
Medina.
I'll be right back. All right.
So we have 3 solar panels up there that heat our water entirely for the kitchen at the Free Community Kitchen. And these 3 panels in about 7 months will be finished being paid for, and we'll never pay for hot water again. And what we did was we ran a pipe all the way in from our kitchen's hot water heater into the Haven, which is the homeless shelter behind us. We put it right into their hot water heater, so they have to go through our 55 gallons of hot water before their hot water heater even turns on, which saves them money every single month. And since we only use it in the morning and they use it at night, it's perfect. We only use hot water for half a day and they only do 2. Fortunately, it's not the same half. So the solar panels will be paid off in 7 months. We're very excited about it, and then we'll never pay for hot water again. How cool is that? And have you volunteered before?
No.
But you have, haven't you?
Yeah.
And you came in with the college first, right? Are you a freshman?
Yes, I am.
Is that how you came in, as the freshman volunteering, or did you come in with a different group?
No, as a freshman,
As a freshman? Excellent. So, and then your coach sent you this time, you know, or to ask you to volunteer. And,
yes.
And how about you? You're going to volunteer with her?
Yeah, we're both in this team.
Explain to them what team you're on.
Tennis team, Brevard College.
Excellent. Okay, you same thing?
Yeah, same thing.
And you guys are going to volunteer with us. And so what we normally do is we ask everyone to come in and volunteer once. And then if you like what you do, we put you on our list and you do it every week or every month. Now, for you guys, so that you can fulfill your requirements with the college, you know, we'll make a schedule separately, but that's usually what we do. We believe that 3 hours a month is what most people do. 3 hours a week or 3 hours a month. Now, if you can solve hunger by only working 3 hours a month, is it worth it?
Yes.
I think so too. There's 168 hours in a week. We don't even ask for 1 hour a month. All we ask is for 3 hours a month to solve hunger. And that's what we do. So when you guys are coming in, you're going to be part of 265 people who come in once a month for 3 hours and make this operation happen. And so what happens here is that we have all these volunteers. Again, they usually come in on the same day of the month or the same day of the week. And we're going to make the fruit salad, and we're going to make the vegetable salad. We're going to cut some bread. We're going to cut some desserts. I'm going to make a casserole. And then at 11 o'clock, we usually put it all together. And then at noon, we open up the doors for everyone coming in as soon as the deliveries are out. And then we usually stay open until 2 o'clock. And then we're also open on Thursday night and Sunday night. Thursday night's like a family night. Sunday night's like a youth group night, where we come in and intergenerationally prepare the next day's meal. Sunday night now, we've opened up for an evening meal, so we're open Sunday night, so that group would actually serve that night. So that's what we do, and you guys can handle that, right?
Yeah.
We have like a 7-year-old and a 94-year-old who volunteers here, so I promise you, whatever you do, it'll be easy. 3 hours, though, is not that big a deal at a time. That's what probably will get you to do. And so that's basically our operation. And so, that said, when are you all available? All the Brevard College, all of the students at Brevard College who are freshmen have come in for an orientation. And they come through and they volunteer with us, and many of them come back and volunteer. Several, like these young ladies here, are with teams, and they come in and volunteer with their teams sometimes, or by themselves sometimes, which is what you're doing. And sometimes they have other ways that they come in. And different classes also have certain requirements. They ask you to do so much community service hours, and you can come in and fulfill those here as well. Every single school system in the county, all the elementary schools, all the high schools, all of the middle schools, Brevard College, Blue Ridge Community College, Brevard Academy, and the alternative school, Davison River, all participate in some way. Every one of those students, and 70% of every 7th grader last year came in for at least 8 hours. And those who won, there was a guy who won like 40 some hours, he won a prize. So the 7th graders are specifically who we volunteer. So we go through all the schools, and we hope they all do canned food drives for us and volunteer.
We have this thing at the the beginning of the year when all the freshmen come in and do something called Move a Mountain Day, and like there's like a bunch of different groups, and like my group specifically like cleaned up like the streets. Other groups like went in like I guess came here, and other people like went up into like the mountains and cleaned up and different things like that.
Made a difference in the mountains that day.
Right. But like they just get a big group of people together, not only to like to help other people, but to like get us to know each other.
And the community.
Right. So they kind of just put us in that situation that like we have to be outgoing and have to do different things to help each other and help ourselves.
And this young lady actually was here on that day, right?
I was here that
So-
day. It was January probably 10th.
Yeah. So you know us from that. So that's
Yeah.
how you came
That-
back knowing our program.
Exactly.
And if you look, if you want to turn around and show this sign right here, these are like the Boys and Girls Club right here, who all come in on a regular basis. And Brevard College came in on their Martin Luther King Volunteer Day. I don't know what that's called. It's called a day on, not a day off, I believe. And they volunteered that way. The school systems do. That's what you want to do. We believe participation is the way to change the world. Cooperation is the problem. So the more people you get involved, the more people understand the problem, the more easy it is to solve the problem.
And since the last time that we did a video of you, you have grown so much more.
No, I'm the same height I was way back. No more hair, same height. It's just the operation changes. And we believe food, shelter, and access to medicine are the front line of poverty. The free medical clinic started upstairs with our 501(c)(3). The Haven is a homeless shelter in our parking lot because food, shelter, and access to medicine are the front line of poverty. Those are the moments you're panicking when you lose a job or you need a place to stay or something like that. And that's part of our program. We'll talk about that in just a minute too. All right, so everybody's trying to do the same thing all the time, and we only have so many people in the county, and so we got to get people interested in what we do and realize what we do. And so one of the things that we do for publicity and as fundraisers is we try to be very creative. Everybody in the county are trying to fundraise and do the same thing. Come on in, Richard. So what we do is, as our biggest fundraiser of the year, which we just had, is our Empty Bowls. It's a national program, but actually 75 potters in Transylvania County made over 600 and some bowls this year, and we spread them out downtown. I made 36 gallons of soups, and you could come downtown, and for $15 you got to pick out your bowl, have some soup and salad, and take the bowl with you. We'll even clean the bowl when you leave. Or for $5 you can come in and just have soup and participate. Everybody was welcome. We had music downtown. It was an event. It's our biggest fundraiser of the year. It's called Empty Bowls. And to be honest, it was started as a senior project by a girl who probably has no idea how far the ripples have gone. It's our biggest fundraiser of the year right now. And it was started by her. And we just did our 8th annual one. And we came up with over $4,000 as our Empty Bowls. And that's our biggest fundraiser ever. I mean, it's of the whole year. We don't really... that's amazing for us, and we had almost 400 people participate. We had 600-700 bowls, 75 potters, 40 volunteers, and 5 people who helped make the soup and put it out there. That's participation, and participation is the way to change the world. Cooperation's the problem, and man, what cooperation you had in one event that lasted 3 hours. Also, next month, as our biggest canned food drive, this year, once again, we are going to try to break the world record for the most people dressed as a white squirrel dancing for 5 minutes. As a very serious attempt to solve hunger in our county, it only costs 2 cans of food, and if you come to the soup kitchen, I'll give it to you. And whiskers, tail, and ears is all it takes to qualify. And at the White Squirrel Festival on Memorial Day weekend, we're all going to gather in one spot. The mayor is going to come out and give our official count, and then we're all going to go down the hill to dance for 5 minutes towards the world record. And that's what we do to try to get attention for our program and to raise a canned food drive for us at the very first festival of the year, really, in our county. And so we hope to get a lot of participation there, and I'm excited about that. We have white squirrels of all age groups, all races, all nationalities coming out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Whiskers, tail, and ears is all it takes to qualify. Okay, how's my hair?
My hair's doing good.
Is it? Good. All right. Action. What I would like to explain is your question and answer your question, how do we do it? Which is what Lisa asked. The Bread of Life is a free community kitchen who, again, believes participation is the way to change the world. What I did was, in this county there are over 88 churches. I found 24 of them who would sign up one day a month to bring volunteers down, and I filled my calendar with those.
But you got somebody locked in your trash thing out here.
Excellent. You want to let him out or just keep him in there?
He wanted me to get you, hey Lisa.
So you walked away and left him back there locked in? Is that what you're trying to tell
he's
me?
the ones at the kitchen.
That's really funny.
Get him out. It's her husband.
I know.
He's all right.
Hey, we got him. He's stuck. He'll be
Oh,
all
I thought I knew that.
Oh, I forgot about. Well, here.
Where was I?
Never a dull moment around this place.
No, but
The kitchen and the churches.
the kitchen. I got 24 churches, 5 youth groups, 4 civic groups, and I filled my calendar and gave them each one day. Then I did not have to go get the volunteers. They were responsible for getting the volunteers. And then on each day of the week, I went and got one person who would be the Monday person, one person the Tuesday person, one person the Thursday person. So every day of the week, there's one person who all knows the routine other than myself. Then I went out there and got there's a lot of special needs folks in our county, and they have caseworkers, and they want to volunteer. So every shift, I put somebody as a special needs and a caseworker on, and I got every group home in the county to volunteer one day a month. So if you only volunteered one day a month and worked 3 hours a month, is it worth it to solve hunger? Well, those 265 people say yes. So we have 265 people who work 3 hours a month. That's not even an hour a week. There's 168 hours in a week, and we don't even ask for a full hour a week to do this operation. Then I went to the grocery stores and I said, how many, you know, a lot of them throw their stuff away. I said, let me do that for you. I will come and collect it for you. We'll use what we can. We'll compost the rest. And our compost goes towards chickens, it goes towards a pig farm, and it goes into gardens. And when we get a whole pig, a 320-pound pig every year because of our compost once a week, we have chicken farmers like the guy sitting next to me who come and pick it up and bring us eggs once in a while. We have people who put it in their gardens, who bring vegetables to us. And then I went to all the farmers that I knew in the county. Actually, I looked them all up in the phone book. And 7 farms glean their fields for us now. 7 farms in Transylvania County in some way participate with us by gleaning their fields. And what we do is we go out and they bring it for us. Also, I started a group of canners, blanchers, and freezers a couple of years ago, so we can put all that stuff away when we get so much of it away, and so we can use Transylvania County corn, potatoes, tomatoes, beans, all that stuff we can put away and use later in the winter when I need it the most. See, we get a lot of food in the summer because of the farms, but almost no food in the winter when I have more people coming in. Every city in America, the homeless population goes up in the winter because they all come out of the rural areas into the city. So our population of who we serve goes up in the winter when I have the least amount of food and the least amount of volunteers. So as we fix one of those problems, we freeze and canch and blanch and put it away so we can use it in the winter when we need it the most. Also, that is a game changer. That changed our whole operation. We have farms, grocery stores, civic groups, environmental groups, churches, and every single school system participates at least once. 7th graders all the time. We have both colleges in our county participate. We just met 2 volunteers who not only came here once, they're coming back to try to work out, you know, and fulfill requirements that they have. That's so cool. We have a lot of operations that go on, and we serve approximately 188 meals a day, every day, Monday through Friday, and then Sunday night we serve a meal, and that is also a group of people who come in from the youth groups and parents who help prepare that day's meal. And that's our operation. We're the Bread of Life, a free community kitchen in Transylvania County. You asked how we do it. I don't really do it. We have an amazing group of people in this county, and they participate. And I'm one of 11 nonprofits, and I'm probably not even the 5th or 6th largest. No way. There's only one employee here, that's me, and then we have one lady who does, thank God, the bookkeeping. I don't do any of the bookkeeping. So other than us, everybody who is on the board participates, and everybody who volunteers does. That's how we operate our whole system.
And where are you taking it from here, Michael?
Well, food, shelter, and access to medicine are the front line of poverty, and I really believe that. We've been working towards that for several years now. Next, I would like to personally see if we can't work on some sort of public transportation in our county. Seems to me that that's our next problem, and that affects people not only in poverty, but people who are elderly, people who are disabled, and people who are working but don't have a lot of money for 2 cars. I would like to see a public transportation system come to the county. So the Bread of Life had an old van, and we got it fixed up and painted, and we're gathering numbers, and the county has now given me enough money for the insurance, and we're getting insurance is on the van, and I'm started making numbers and counting them, and we have a list of now on my wall 5 places we are regularly picking up people, gathering numbers to prove that there is a need. So come back in a few years and take a ride.
Every time I come back, you build and expand upon something really great.
The community builds and expands, but public transportation, big need, and I think our van's going to be part of making that happen. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, well, Michael, all it takes is that first person, and so happy that you are the first to step up and hit a home run.
Many of us step up, and I really appreciate it. And thank you for the interview.
Put him in, Coach.
Absolutely. Come on, come in. I hope everyone participates. Get involved and make it happen in your community too. Thank you. The Haven is a homeless shelter in Transylvania County that was built in the Bread of Life's parking lot. It was built about 18 months ago, and it houses 18 beds, 18 to 22 beds, and it has a completely open space, and the beds are all around the outside. Very safe environment. Its very first year in business, they had 163 clients who stayed at least a few nights. 80 of them got into public housing. That's probably the highest percentage I have ever heard in my whole life, but that is because Transylvania County is the #1 county per capita in volunteering in the state of North Carolina. A lot of people participate, and clearly the government and the public housing and the homeless shelter have done a great job of helping people get into places. I believe that if you are in the Haven, if you are a vet, or if you are at SAFE, the domestic violence shelter, that you get put to the top of the list, as it should be. I'm pleased to say they've been very efficient in bringing people in and getting them into housing. That was done with the Bread of Life's 501(c)(3). We helped organize it, design it, build it, and then we rotated part of our board, mixed with a new board, and formed its own entity, and it went off on its own. I'm very pleased to say that they take men, women, and children, and you can stay there for a while. If you have a date or a place to get in, then and a plan, you can continue to stay there. So it's an emergency shelter. You can come in tonight, there's no problem. You can stay for a few nights, but then you got to make a plan. And if you have a plan, let's say I can get into public housing on the 3rd of next month, bam, you can stay till the 3rd of next month. Or if you know you're about to get Section 8, and Section 8 tells you you're getting it on a certain date, they'll let you stay till that date. They're very lenient on those things. If you have a plan, they're willing to work with you. And I think that's so important. Again, food, shelter, access to medicine are the front line of poverty, and the Haven homeless shelter has been a big asset, I think, in our community.
Hey.
This is the Haven in Brevard.
You would need to schedule an appointment.
We have the bathrooms, and it's a first come, first serve. And then this is the women's side, where the women stay. And this is a 90-day program that they have. Here is where the volunteers who will come in at night to sleep on a cot, and that's from about 8 o'clock at night, until 6:30 in the morning, and then everybody's up. Over here we have the men's section, and right now they're pretty much full to capacity. It's about 1,400 square feet, and they have beds for 18. This is an overflow when they have other people, or when they have families. And then over in here in this section, this is another overflow and family, and there's a single father in there with three children. And what they do is they bring them in here and help them, whether it's filling out forms for food stamps or Medicaid or disability. They help them get what they need. In here we have the kitchen, and the kitchen had all of the cabinets and appliances that were donated from Lowe's. There's a lot of really fantastic support that goes into here from the local community. The churches have 2 weekends a year, and they bring in food, 2 meals for a supper and 2 meals for a breakfast, and they bring them here on a Friday, and then that will last them for the weekend. That, and then they also get some food from the Bread of Life, which is right across the street. So as you see, the people in Brevard really care about the homeless and helping them get back on their feet. So if you get a chance and you are in Western North Carolina, make sure you stop and see the Bread of Life and the Haven. It's people helping people, and they do care.
We got some people dressed as white squirrels coming out and party with us, so put your dancing shoes on, let's have a go, we're going to
Final affection.